First of all, it feels really good to come up here and have played the way we played in really all three phases of our football game and all three phases of the game. A ULM team that's really had some momentum. I mean, they're very well coached. They've got great skilled players. Their quarterback, Caleb Evans, I mean, always capable of doing something really, really big. And I think our defense held them with third fewest yards in school history. And total yards, we talk about doing things for the first time around here. That's what's really so great about it. You can do a lot of things for the very, very first time and be the change and do all that stuff. Most rushing yards in school history. Longest run from scrimmage in school history. First punt return for a touchdown in school history. This was a very, very good day for us. A very, very rewarding day for us. We've had a rough couple of weeks. We've had a pretty good non-conference schedule. That sometimes those losses can really dictate how your team really grows and how it becomes the character building, you know, the success, all those things. I mean, it was really, really ugly. You know, there was a lot of ugliness in those first three contests. But to see it come together in one game here against ULM, in our stadium, at Georgia State Stadium, in front of our fans, to have as much excitement, should really put some people into seats. That's what it should. Because there's an opportunity to do this a few more times. There certainly are. But I'm really thrilled to death with the team's performance. We had a meeting last night, and I kind of walked out. And it's really, really good because really on Friday nights, I get a chance to really be alone with our football team. Our coaches are on the road recruiting, and it's just really me and them watching a movie, and then I have an opportunity to get with them by myself there for about 5 to 10 minutes and really share exactly what I want to share with them, and not having a whole lot of interruptions. And I walked out of that meeting last night and went to my room and I locked the door and I said, there's no way we're going to meet tomorrow. It's a really good feeling. There's a lot of concentration in there. I told them they don't just listen to me but hear what I had to say. But I can't say enough about the effort. Any questions?
Coach,
yes, sir.
So, of course, going into last week, you were saying you wanted to teach your team how to fight and clean some things up from previous games leading to this week. What is something you probably realized that practice that you did that kind of that may have helped you this game as far as being the first in Georgia State history to break these records?
Well, I met with our coaching staff. You know, it's our coach's job, our position coach's job to coach our football players and their position groups. It's my job to coach our coaches, to pinpoint the needs of our football team where sometimes they don't necessarily see it. You know, I work very closely with our offensive football team, and I'm not going to be embarrassed to say it. It was a tough Monday for our offensive coaches, a very, very tough Monday, and for myself as well. And then, you know, I walk down the hall and I go in there with the defensive coaches. So there had to be a sense of urgency. There had to be some things done. And talk about fighting. I told them we had to fight, and that's what we did.
You mentioned the day of first and the record-breaking game, Sept being a freshman and being a part of that. Can you speak on what you've seen from him in these first games?
It was very, very evident from the day that all those backs have stepped on campus that they had the opportunity to really take long ones, to break long runs, something that we haven't had the opportunity to do here. Certainly not a season ago. We just didn't have the speed, the electric spark to get through the line of scrimmage before safety could actually pinpoint their target point and to tackle these guys. But Seth's got it. He's got a one-step quickness that he can burst and accelerate and get through the line. And when it's blocked correctly, he'll have the opportunity to do it multiple times. And so it's the same thing with Coates. It's the same thing with Dawson Hill. You know, we got Trey Barnett. But our backs, they have the opportunity to do that now.
It seems like every week we know that Penny being the dynamic part of the offense that he is, he's gonna always try to find a way to get his yards and get his chunk that he does. It seems like every week there's a new wide receiver who suddenly has a big blowout game. Can you just kind of speak on Sam Pickney's play?
Really funny because 2 weeks ago, you know, we go over our travel roster on Wednesday, and Sam's name's on there. And Sam's been practicing with us, but you pick and choose, you know, who you're going to redshirt and vice versa. And so we go, I looked at him, I was like, you know, what are we doing with Pinckney? And they said, well, we got a couple plays for him, you know. I said, well, listen, if he's going to travel, he's going to play. You know, I'm not into this to just bring him on the trip and feed him. But he is a really good young football player. He may have the best, he's got the best ball skills of probably our receiver group. He's got great height. He's got really good competitive spirit. He loves to play the game. He's got a smile on his face. He doesn't mind hard work. He doesn't mind hard coaching. But it takes a little longer for these freshmen, as you can see, to kind of get ready to play. You just can't throw them out there. But Sam's a really good young man. I'm really thrilled that he got out there and had the opportunity to make the plays that he did. And he will continue to do that from here on out. Yes?
After speaking with you this week, you said it's kind of early to see some improvements from practice, but now having seen all these practice in this play today, what improvements did you see on the field today that you really didn't like?
Most rushing yards in the school history. How about there? I mean, I don't know how many times I've been here, and probably since day one, Coach, are we going to be able to run the ball this year? You know, hey, Coach, are we going to be able to block anybody? Coach, we got any backs that can do anything? I'm more proud, listen, being an O-line coach, more proud of having the ability to line up and run the football when they especially know you're going to do it. That's really, really rewarding. And to do it with such young backs is just puts a smile on your face.
Yeah, you had more than 38 minutes time possession and were 9 of 16 on third down conversions. How does it help the offense and also help your defense and just help you with the flow of the game?
You're talking 38 minutes of possession time?
Yeah, and 9 third down conversions.
Well, I can tell you one thing. If you're a defensive player, you're probably upset you didn't get to play a whole lot because you practice a whole lot during the week and you want to go out there and play. But listen, it keeps fresh. We don't have a whole lot of depth. I mean, we really don't. We have some young depth, especially on the defensive line, that's probably not ready to really go in there and sustain a number of plays. So when you have the advantage of holding the football and staying on the field, it gives those frontline guys an opportunity to stay fresh and really be able to motor. You saw we had pressure on the quarterback today. You saw with that pressure we had turnovers in their throw game. So that pays huge dividends for us. And listen, to know that you're staying on the football field, it just drains the defense. When it continues to successful third downs, and they're at fourth down. We fumbled on the last fourth down attempt, but those are just, oh man, you know, if you're a defensive guy, I played defense. Every time they converted a third down or a fourth down, and I had to line back up and do it all over again, you couldn't get off the field. It really takes it out of you. Yes, sir. You know, you always want to get off on a fast start, but it doesn't always mean that, hey, the ball game's going to go your way. They returned the opening kickoff for a touchdown against us a year ago. You talk about fast start. That's a fast start. But to see us, when we went back-to-back with a fast start, when an offense and defense can put it back-to-back, and then you can really kind of get up, when I say 2 scores on them, and then you start saying, all right, we're on to something here. A fast score, a 7-0 ball game really doesn't mean a whole lot. But when you score, hold them, and then put another score up, the whole mindset changes. Their mentality, our mentality, it fuels us a little bit more. It takes a lot out of them. So I really love the fast start, but it really continues more so than that first drive.
Coach, how did you keep the team focused after such a big lead in the first half?
Listen, there hasn't been a huge amount of success here. You've got to understand that, listen, winning and playing well is very, very enjoyable. It really is. You've got to hone them in. You've got to focus them in. I talked about sight a little bit last week and understanding what's at the end of the tunnel. You know, in the second quarter, you shouldn't be seeing the fourth quarter. You know, you need to be seeing the seconds trickle down in that second quarter. And it's just really making sure your coaches are preaching to them exactly what we need to do. You know, win that next drive and win that next down, and just staying ahead of the game. But it's a great job by our coaching staff. Bacon, what a nice interception there at the end of the game. Really proud to see him doing it. It's just really good to see. Those guys they're young. I mean, Bacon's a freshman. Jones is a freshman. Quay White's a freshman. I mean, Remy's a junior out there. We're throwing some other guys in there. I mean, these guys are pops out there. And just to see them, I mean, they're having fun. They're going out there. The play of the secondary, I think, has really been pretty good the last couple of weeks. Really pleased to see it and just see the growth of those young men and how they're going to progress and just knowing that they got, hey, there's three more years left with them. So that's always exciting to know too.
Of course, last week we asked you about the positives going into this week after last game, and it wasn't.
Do you remember what the positive was?
There was none.
That's not true.
Oh yeah, the one with getting into the red zone and scoring.
Yeah, see? You need to pay attention more. You need to pay a little bit of attention when you ask the question. Golly.
That was one, but pretty much with this question, I know you guys got a road game.
Let me guess, you're going to ask about the negatives today, aren't you?
Not so much the negatives, just pretty much something you probably want to see because, of course, in this home game is like.
All right, yeah. What do I want to see really improve? I want to see the focus of our doggone place kicking really improve. When you go miss a simple extra point, it has nothing to do with anything more than lack of focus. I mean, today, as bad as my legs and knees and back and everything else on my body feels, I feel like if I went out there, I could really attempt the extra point and successfully try it. Now, I'm not knocking the place kicking, but I just really am frustrated that the focus isn't there on that particular play. We missed 2 extra points. Those are point opportunities. It's hard to put points on the board. And we had a bad snap on it, so that's a really frustrating part of it with me right now. But, I was pleased to see the field goals that were kicked today, but the lack of concentration on our extra point attempts was something that really crawled me. Yes, sir.
It seemed that Dan got dinged up there for a minute and had to come out for a play or so, but he was able to come back in, so everything's good with him.
Oh, yeah, Dan just had a little cramping right there. He said, give me one play, I'll be right back. Gave him a play, and he came right back. Dan, let me just talk about Dan. Dan was a little bit slow today. He held on to the football a little bit long. We had some play calls that were designed to do something else, and it didn't exactly go the way we wanted it to. And I told him, I said, there's a little bit of focus going on with you right now. They had a third down stop, and we had to kick a field goal where we should have doggone scored. It was just a little simple away play, speed sweep, and he kept it for a quarterback run. I'm looking at him going, what are you doing? He's played well and he's played solid, but he can play a lot better.
What can you say about Roger Carter's reception for the touchdown? Behind him.
When he threw the ball, I was sick to my stomach that Dan didn't throw it far enough. I mean, I was really sick. And Roger is a solid receiver. He has got some exceptional hands to be as big as he is. To catch it with the one hand, carry it into the end zone. I was really upset that he couldn't really tuck it away as quickly as he needed to, and I thought they were going to call it the fumble, and I was like, because we stressed the importance. But yeah, the reach back behind and the awkward nature of the catch was really, really special to see, and we've got to work on that thing because it should have been a much easier play than what it needed to be. Thank you all very much. Hey, y'all spread the word. I'm serious about this. I want to thank the fans that were here today. I mean, I really do. I mean, this place is going to grow, and I just want them to know how important it is that we realize that they're up there in the stands, the one that do show up, the one that do scream, the one that do that really takes pride in our university and takes pride in this football team. I really want to thank them for coming out. There's big days ahead of us. And we're going to remember those people that are here for us. We're certainly going to remember. And I'm going to remind each and every one of them that next week, bring 2 friends, bring 3 friends. Just grab them. I don't know if you got to kidnap them or whatever you got to do. But I promise you, they're going to look back and say, God, what were we doing? What were we doing? But I want to thank everyone. There's exciting days ahead for us. Thank you all very much.